So based on the time of day that this video is coming out, I'm sure you guys could assume that, today might have gone awry. Or I don't know if that's the right word, but man, is it raining again today? But yeah, today did not go super well. And normally, like I said, if I have a tougher day, I end up making these videos a little bit later, so I apologize for that. But overall, frustrating day, but there was good things and bad things, right? Of course, always stuff to learn from. So I'll go over the trades I took today, and then I want to use today as kind of a week recap, because on days like this where I lost 400, I took a trade around here and then here, right? And I just kept trying to force my hand at shorts here, and I want to kind of just use this as a reflection and review today, and kind of just go over, why maybe that wasn't, why it didn't really work out today, and why it wasn't really the smartest decision, and what I could have, recognized, right? But it's just tough, it's tough to have these kinds of days where, it's just, it's the learning process of trading, right? I have to I need to have more grace with the journey, right? Because nobody tells you that it's going to be 1 year, right? Nobody tells you you're going to be perfect at certain things, or no one tells you that you're going to or you're not going to make any mistakes after the first week, right? Or not first week, but nobody tells you that this stuff's easy, yet I put this pressure on myself for it to be easy, right? I put this pressure on myself to never make a mistake again, and almost that unwillingness to allow myself to fail almost kind of just makes it harder, right? Because then it makes taking 2 losses back to back, like right in here, it makes it feel like, oh my gosh, like I'm not supposed to fail. I'm not supposed to make mistakes. I'm not supposed to take bad trades. So that when you do take a bad trade, it's like, it's hard to accept it because you're not supposed to fail, or that's what you tell yourself, is that you're not supposed to fail, instead of giving yourself, and what I want to work on is just giving myself the grace and the freedom to actually fail and make mistakes and learn, right? Because I'm always going to be learning, no matter how good I am and how much money I make trading. I'm always going to be needing to learn, so why is it any different, right, when I'm not making money? Why do I need to worry about all these things that aren't really very important in the long run? And the important part is just getting better. So this was a rough week. This week, I believe, let me check. Well, we can check here, actually, and see. This week, our total P&L, not this week, but our total P&L, 10 executions. I'm not really sure if that's the right figure, because sometimes it messes up with the using micros, right? But this week was obviously not good. We had wow. We lost, if we count Friday in, boom, cover this loss. Cover this, we lost $400. Since Friday and this week, we lost $400. This week alone, right, let's just cancel these two out. We lost 300-ish, and then 400. So we lost 700 this week, right? It is what it is, right? The account's not blown. We still are up $650, right? We only need 3K to pass. We're not worried about passing. We're worried about doing the right things. But going into the day, I was no real bias, right? We have this big wick. It's not a news candle or anything. It's just a big wick from yesterday. Just kind of a crazy rebalance to this inefficiency. So I kind of marked out CE. This was one of my targets for the day. I just kind of wanted to see this and this low get taken at some point. I don't know why I was leaning bearish when the overall trend is super, super bullish, right? I obviously think that we're going to hit these equal highs around here. This is my main target. I would love this being a trade to take out this. But just going into the day, right? you see this big expansion on, I think, Wednesday, and then Thursday we had just another expansion move, right? We came in lower and went higher. And then today we come in and see a similar thing, right? But I kept convincing myself that it was going to come back down at some point. So the first trade that I saw today, I didn't look to take anything, right? I didn't look to take anything early. But then we have news come out here, and we get very good points to trade off of, right? The data wicks, right? We take out the high. We actually make equal highs here. So boom, we come in, take out the high. And this is a fair value gap I was looking at, right, to pay attention to, because we end up trading into it, respecting it, and pushing above. This is a 3 drive as well, right? And then we get the displacement, right, and we inverse this candle. I didn't want to take just the inverse here. I honestly thought that the stop loss would have been bigger. I could have risked 42 points there. I could have even risked less, right? I could have risked 38. I could have risked even here, right? 30 points. It wasn't as much risk as I thought. I really thought that this was just bigger. I don't know why. So I kind of was like, okay, cool. I'll just wait for something, maybe this fair value gap to get tapped into, and then see a reaction. I didn't get it, but this inverse actually was so beautiful, because if I would have just set a limit order at the consequent encouragement of the inverse, right, we closed here, and that would have given me only 3.75 points, but this would have been the best entry, right, which would have been consequent encouragement of the inverse. We leave this 1 minute as a gap just open, and then we get a nice candle follow through, right? This would have been a very good trade to the data low. Crazy that the data low was inside the new day opening gap and reversed on a dime like that, but it did its job. This trade worked out perfectly. And my first mistake was I was on the NQ micro chart, and then when it didn't take out this low, it made equal lows. So I ended up taking a short right here, because although I thought although I wanted to get in a lot higher, right? I recognized that we were displacing hard, and when we pulled back here in inverse with the equal lows, I was just confident with the data low as well. So I entered here short, took a loss, right? I obviously realized that this low was taken on the NQ chart, so that's just, it doesn't need to get taken, right? And I'll show you what I mean on the MNQ, right? On the MNQ, we, on the 30-second, right, we had equal lows here. So that's just me not, and what did I just do? Oh my gosh, did I just unfavor it? How do I favor this? This is annoying. How do I favor this? How did I unfavor it? Are you kidding me? I apologize. How did I favorite this before? Market. I'm sorry. Bear with me. How do I favorite this? Huh. Am I an idiot? Why is this confusing? I don't know. You can't see it, but right here, I unfavorited the NQ tab, so now I don't know why I can't favorite it now. I don't know how to do that. So if anyone knows, hopefully I figure it out here in a second. Yeah, this is weird. NQU24. NQU24. Okay, so we have it favorited now. There we go. Okay, I don't know why that was so confusing. Again, so that was just a mistake, right? But price delivery was perfect through here, right? This should have been the trade I took. If I was on the micro contract, I probably wouldn't have got filled, so that would have been weird. But It is what it is, right? So this trade shouldn't have happened. I should not have taken that, but we learned from it, right? And then that's where I saw market come up. Boom, we take out the high. And what was I looking at here? We get displacement, right? I wanted to see some sort of reaction here. We never get it. And then we come back up, right? Fail to take it this high. Boom, sweep the high. And where was it? Oh, it's on the 1 minute. Okay. And I'll go, yeah, we're on the NQ. So we end up making SMT at the high, right? And then we inverse this 1 minute. So this actually does look more like my setup that I like to take. And we end up, right, getting into this trade. And when we saw, since the risk was really, really good, 12 points, I was in 2 micros, and I didn't want to scale anything here. I wanted to hold lower. But since we respected the consequent encroachment here and then got a down close candle, I actually added 2 more contracts. And then I had my stop around here. Got stopped out of that trade. So now we had lost twice. But I kind of just ignored this first trade because I didn't realize that this low had been taken on NQ chart. So instantly, we still have the SMT now at this point, and then we get this setup again, right? And this still looked good in my opinion. And I actually am happy with how I held the trade. I held the trade throughout most of this. I think I even got filled in at the tap here, so I was still not risking much. Got him with 2 contracts. Holding through all this, right? And then when we actually held this 1 minute fair value gap, I'll get rid of this. When we held this 1 minute imbalance right here, I don't know if you can really see it. When we end up holding this here and getting this down close, I added 2 more again because the risk was good. But that just resulted in our 3rd loss, which, and at this point, when we got this displacement, I was like, okay, great, this looks good. I was going to take 2 off here. And then it just ran against us, so we lost. So that was our day, which is frustrating, but there's no real, like, looking back, right, these are the things I need to learn from, is that where is the end of the 11-10 macro, right? This is the 11-10 macro ending right here. Everything after the fact, I shouldn't even be looking at the charts. So I should just ended here. But I was looking at the charts at a time that's not very favorable for price action. And we had kind of already been just chopping this range, right? We had just crazy price action here. I should have just been done here. But I decided to trade it. So that's something I need to learn from too. Just maybe get more specific with the times I can trade or should trade. But yeah, I mean, tricky day, but these are the days that make it hard because it's like, do I know anything, right? That's what it feels like. It really does. I question, like, what do I know, right? Like, how could I have taken these losses here? Like, what did I miss, right? And setup-wise, like black and white-wise, these setups aren't horrible, and I'll stand by that, right? This setup isn't terrible, but it's just time of day, right? It's time of day is bad. Price action is not very clean through here. Like, this is not good price action. So that's one of the things too as well. Just choppy price action. This is not good conditions to be trading in. I should recognize that, besides being so zoomed in on what the 1 minute was looking like, and oh, we got an inverse here, right? And oh, we swept a high and we have an SMT. Like, I'm kind of just pattern trading there. This is a better signature because we actually get displacement after taking a high, right? And then we actually get a fall through a fair value gap, right? And we create a fair value gap. Again, that looks very similar to this, but the key difference is that we don't close below a low here. We do close below this swing low, right? A little bit different. Again, not anything super, super crazy. But also, too, one thing is that's just hard to fight the bullish trend, right? A good trade today that is somewhat hindsight, but I was watching the market live at this time, this was a 5 minute imbalance. Or this was a low inside a 5 minute imbalance, right, that we sweep down into. And what do we get here? We have really, really tight consolidation, really, really choppy. We get a move down to purge the low, right? And then we get an inverse fair value gap right when a macro opens at 12.50. We put an order block, 1250 comes in, this candle opens. The macro is till 110. So this would have actually been a really good trade. You just get in off of the open of that candle. You put your stop below the low, 15 points. You could target this high here because there's a fair value gap untapped with relative equal highs as a take profit as a scale. And then you could scale the high. And that would be a fantastic 4 risk to reward trade. And the reason why this one's working is because you have more of a clear model, right? You have this accumulation, right? You sweep it very shallow, right? You chop, 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 stall. You don't really do anything in this area. You then run the low, but you don't displace through it, and you instantly reverse. This order block even gets put in. This gives more confidence, right? So then you could trail your stop even tighter. But regardless, like, this is just a good setup, but it works because it's lining up with the narrative of this week, which is very, very bullish, right? And this price action here, what was the 15-minute telling us? The 15-minute was telling us that we were very bullish as well, right? This is very bullish reactions in this 15-minute, right? Out of this area, out of this order block, these down close candles, right before the leg up. So everything was bullish today, and I was fighting the clear bias, right? I was trying to pick a reversal, which is not my strong suit. Where could I have gone better on these trades, right? Where could I have gone better on this trade? This is the first entry. I should have waited for something here. And if I did just wait and I didn't just jump into this trade and I waited for a reaction here, this has been really choppy. I would not have been in love with this. And then I would see this. Okay, cool. I want to see this now hold. And then go lower. And if price goes lower from here, then maybe I can actually look to see a move, because I'm just trying to get too accurate, right? I'm trying to be too early. I'm trying to just be the first into the move, where if I'm targeting this low right here, then yeah, to get a better RR and to make a lot more, get in here is great. But why not wait for the confirmation here to then go lower and break structure to give me more validation, right? This setup ended up working for partials right here. This 1 minute. You get in here, boom, we sell through. We hit this low. This is where you should definitely scale some. But again, it's just the overall trend is bullish. We're a lot more bullish. We're obviously consolidating. But notice that the legs up are always more aggressive than the legs down, right? We have an aggressive leg up. This one was just to rebalance the news, right? Aggressive move up off open, chop, 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 slow. News candle crazy. Slow grind up, boom. We sell off, take the news candle, boom. Immediate push up. Chop, 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 chop. Fake sell off, boom, boom, boom. Drop off just to take out the first low, have zero follow through the obvious swing low. And then again, no follow through the swing low, fast price, boom. This big down move just instantly gets bought up, right? Nothing about this is bearish. It's not very bullish either because it's consolidation, but it kind of just, regardless, you're going to be having a hard time to trade against this. And that's just what I need to recognize and learn from. It's a Friday. I have a lot of tough times on Fridays that I don't need to. But yeah, that's just how today went. It was rough, and the reason why I want to now go through the week is because a lot of times when I have a tough into the day or into the week, it's like I feel like I know nothing. So I kind of want to just go through price action in yesterday and kind of go over and just kind of see, like, review the market this week and kind of do I know anything, or did anything I saw work this week, or what was it? So yesterday, right, we could have done better. We could have waited for the macro to open up, which would have been 950. So we could have got in on this move here. We could have got in. We could have got in on this inverse fair value gap here, and it would have been respected nicely. Right, we took this trade here a little bit early, and we got stopped out. That's really just waiting for the macro is one of the things I could have been doing there. Be more patient, or this would be a great day to not take a trade. I did end up taking a trade in here. I should have scaled here with how slow price was, right? But that was a day where I wasn't completely wrong about everything. Like I understood a little bit there. And then Wednesday was a day where we just completely dropped the ball, right? We completely dropped the ball. This would have been a nice trade here, but the pre-market, obviously I already reviewed these trades and whatnot, but just going back in the kind of see personally, right? This would have been a trade that worked, and we ended up taking a short all through here, and all of my shorts would have worked. But most notably this short here in this fair value gap, we get this immediate push down. So then, and here's my first entry. But then even if I lost that first entry, this second inverse is actually still solid. We hold consequent encroachment of this inverse fair value gap, and we displace lower, hold the order block, send price lower, push in a little bit higher, send price lower, right? It was choppy, but it worked. It would have been a great trade. And then one of the best trades in my opinion was actually on the 32nd, but I don't feel like going to the 32nd, was this inverse here. We rebalance to a 5 minute, the new day opening gap, we inverse, and we go higher, right? So that just kind of shows this was a day that I made $76 on a day where there's 3 perfectly clear, perfectly set up trades, and I didn't capitalize, right? So that's what's holding me back there too. It's not just the losing days, but it's also the winning days. The winning days are just not, I'm just not performing like I need to be. And let's see what happened on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure this is Wednesday. The 9th. Oh, we missed the 10th. The 10th was here. The 10th was a tricky day, I believe. So I was caught on longs, I believe. I inversed this gap here, and then I inversed something else, maybe something in here. No. I'm not 100% sure, but I know I took 2 stabs and 2 losses on this. And this is again a day where this was a day of no news before CPI, choppy day, right? I need to learn from that, right? These are things I say and people say, but I can't just take it and be like, oh, well, I'm going to force my hand and trade it today regardless. Or I have to, actually take things into consideration and be like, okay, like this is what it's typical of in a day like this, right? So maybe let me not just try and force anything here. So, and then Monday I didn't take any trades. There's no news Monday. I was a little bit more patient, right, which was good. But the opportunity we had on Monday, we come up. We end up displacing lower. We never tap this fair value gap. We then continue lower. I would have had a hard time trading this if I'm just being completely honest. I would have had a hard time trying to find any good entries here. And then really I like this. There's a 2 minute here that gets inversed. I don't mind that because I'm pretty sure this was a 4 hour fair value gap down here. That we end up going into, I believe. Yeah, that was the 4 hour tap and the new week opening gap high. So there's a 2 minute here that was solid. But again, this is a day that I probably don't find a trade or I get a little bit lucky. So just reviewing the week, right? It's always nice to kind of look back and recognize, like, just because I had a tough week doesn't mean that it wasn't possible. Doesn't mean that the way I look at price, doesn't mean I couldn't find any trades. Doesn't mean I couldn't have found winners. Doesn't mean I'm never gonna find a winner again, right? It just means I had a tough week. So I just wanted to kind of jump on and review the week. Keep the channel transparent. I made mistakes today. I didn't trade my best, but I gotta keep posting these videos because that's why I post these videos, is to show my journey. So if I'm not gonna show my journey, then why did I post any of these videos, right? So it's just frustrating, bro, because it's like I feel like a broken record, man. But it's like at the same time, I just understand that it's part of the process. It's part of the process. Making mistakes is part of the process, right? If I never made a mistake, then what am I doing, right? Then I'm not trading, because you're going to always make mistakes trading. But it's more of just like at this point, it's just kind of just embarrassing to come on here and just, I don't know. You guys don't expect me to be the best ever trader, but I expect myself to not be the best ever trader, but like I expect myself to be a good trader, and I expect myself to become profitable, all these things. And it's like, it just feels like, it feels like I'm failing all the time. And it's tough, dude, because this is a very lonely, a very demanding thing to do. It's just difficult, dude. It's difficult to show up and fail and make mistakes and make the same mistakes, or make, it's just tough. It's genuinely just tough. I don't really know how to, not describe it, but I just don't know how to explain kind of where my headspace is sometimes, but it's just tough, dude. Because I can sit here and believe that I can do it and that I'll be able to get there, but then my actions don't represent that sometimes. My mindset, my emotions, my ability on the charts some days, like today, just getting chopped up. And it's just like, dude, this account, it's 50,651. Like, I've never once passed a combine. I've never even gotten lucky once passing a combine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so disheartening because I don't know. It's just like, that's the one downside about posting the videos, is that when if I didn't have the videos to post, if I fail, yeah, I would still review and reflect and whatnot, but it wouldn't feel embarrassing, it would be just like, it would be annoying, it'd be frustrating, because it's like, and I'm not embarrassed, right, but it's just like, I'm letting people down, because I've said this before, but it's like, I'm almost making this seem too hard. Like, it shouldn't be this hard. Like, if you're trading and you think that you're starting to get it, and I'm always shedding negativity, like, it's not this hard, I promise. Like, I'm making it way harder on myself than it actually has to be. But it's just like, again, and another thought process that goes through my head is, this week, I mean, we just run the numbers, right? Big loss, small loss, big loss, small win. That's horrible, right? Like, objectively, this is terrible. We should not have got chopped up on a bad day like that, right? But we did. We should not have been chasing trades like this, but we did. Yesterday, what happened yesterday? We took trades early and missed the actual good trade. Like, this day, we had great setups presented to us, and we just didn't capitalize. And it's like, what are we going to do about it, right? And it's just disappointing for myself, because, like, if I want to pass accounts, get payouts, right? That's not the only focus, but that's why we're trading. Let's not try and, BS ourselves. That's why we're trading. We're trading to make money. I'm not trading here just to have fun. If I wanted to have fun, I wouldn't be trading. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I enjoy trading. I like trading. Don't get me wrong, but we're not doing this to have fun. We're not doing this, it's not a field day. We're not just out here, wasting time playing a video game. Like, we're doing it to make money. So it's like, and I understand, don't focus on the money. Like, and I understand why you can't focus on the money. But it's just the skill development. Skill's hard. And it's like, in the back of my mind, it's like, okay, if I can't even pass an evaluation count, or not even passing, failing, I look at this week. I didn't take any good opportunities. I didn't take advantage of good opportunities that were in front of me, right in front of my face. I did not take any good opportunities, and I lost on a lot of halfway decent trades. Like, what is that? What is that performance? I don't know if I'm just being too critical, right? Not critical in terms of objectively. Objectively, yeah, everything I'm saying is true. I took bad trades, dumb trades I probably shouldn't have taken, but I thought were good, right? Objectively speaking, yes, I made those mistakes. But in terms of learning and all these other things, did I do anything terrible? I wouldn't say I did anything horrible, right? Um, but just it's like I can almost feel that the version of me out there in the world, in the universe, that is a successful trader, because that guy is out there somewhere. It's almost like he's looking at me now and just being like, one, he's proud of what I'm doing. That's first and foremost. Anyone that's trying to do anything, right? If I never succeed at this, if I never succeed at this, that does not change a single thing. A single thing that actually matters in life does not change anything. But if I do succeed, that changes a lot of things. And what I mean by that is that version of me that is successful at this, because I know it's out there. That person is me right now. That person is me. It's me doing the right things every day. It's me waking up with the right intentions. It's me trading with the right intentions. That's me. That's me. I will have to be that. So that version's looking back at me now and laughing, saying, like, oh, you're going to figure it out. You're going to do it. You're going to get it. But me right now, that's holding myself back, is just doing the wrong things, right? Not following the right things. Not practicing the right things. And again, I can't stress enough the fact that, like today, after losing, right, and it was only 400. A lot of times on really bad days, I'll lose $1,000, right? Because I actually set protection limits now and $400, because I know that I should never be losing more than 400. I have protection in place now, but so that's improvement, right? But if I never succeed at trading, yeah, okay, this is my plan, right? This is what I'm doing. I don't have a backup plan. I'm not in school, right? I'm not doing X, Y, Z to set my future up, right? Very lucky to be in a situation where I have the opportunity to do this. But if I never trade, if I never make $1 from trading, who cares? Who cares? It does not matter. And I think I trade with the idea that if I can't do this, that there's some, I don't even want to say it because I think it'll get, YouTube copyright, but like something will be, against your head, and that, maybe lights out. And that's not how it is. That's not what trading is. If I can't succeed at this, the sun comes up tomorrow, regardless of my P&L, right? But sometimes it doesn't feel like that. Sometimes it doesn't feel like that, right? It's almost like I want it too bad, and I forget that I'm literally just a human being, right? Strip away all the trading, strip away all the money wants, all these different things. Making money trading is not going to solve, life's question of why am I here, what's my purpose, stuff like that. But it's like I put this expectation that it will. That if I can just figure out how to trade, because that's all I think about, is trading. All I think about is passing my account. All I think about is taking a good trade. All I think about is making less mistakes trading. I don't even worry about anything else anymore. And that's not a good thing. Because what does that do? I come into the market, and what does that do? That mindset, right? Of I need this is all I think about. I see an opportunity here. Oh, I gotta get in. That's all I think about. I gotta get in right here, right now. This is it. Once Friday ends, I won't have a trade till Monday. This is my life. I've got to do it. And then boom, you lose. Oh my gosh! And then that's your life, and now you just lost at it. Now what are you gonna do? Oh man, okay, there's another setup. Boom, another loss. And it's just tough because how do you want something so bad, but then allow yourself to give it the space it needs to perform in your life? And I think I just have my priorities too fixated on what I believe trading will do for me rather than what I can do with my trading, right? Which is trade well. I put this expectation and this desire on getting this skill right to do XYZ, right? I want to live in certain areas. I want to have money for certain things, but that's not anything rooted in trading, right? If you couldn't make $1 trading, I guarantee you, if there was no money in trading, there would not be a single profitable day trader. And that sounds counterintuitive, but nobody would do this. If you couldn't make money trading, nobody would do this. Not a single human on the planet. If the markets moved the same way, hypothetically, but you couldn't make $1 from it, nobody in the world, that's honestly exaggeration. I'm sure there'd be some people because the world is always full of odd one out. The odd one out, right? Would maybe do it. Who knows, right? It'd be like whatever. It'd be like whatever hobbies people have. That's just very few and far between. But my point being is, this is just a means of making money, right? It's not being a professional athlete, right? It's not being, you're not Michael Jordan if you know how to trade. You're not Cristiano Ronaldo if you know how to trade, right? You're not doing anything special. You're just making money. So why do I forget that? Why do I put it on a pedestal of like all these different things? And why do I attribute trading as the only way that I can do that, right? I could make a lot more money starting a business. Or I'm not limiting you guys as traders or myself as a trader, but you could start Elon Musk, there's not a trader in the world that makes more money than that guy. There's not a trader in the world. No one will. So I want this life and I want this lifestyle, but it's not because of trading, it's because of money. And you need money to do it. But you don't, it's like A and B, right? If you have the money from trading, you have the lifestyle, but B is always the dependent or the constant or whatever. That's the independent variable, right? Is the lifestyle you want to live. The dependent that's the, I don't know, but that's the one that you don't change, right? How do you get there is how do you make your money? How do you make your money? That's how you get to where you want. The lifestyle you want, how do you make your money? Do you make it through a business? Do you make it through trading? Do you make it through working a regular job? However you get there, that doesn't change anything. And again, my point being is that there's different ways and things I envision for my life, and none of them, I'm not envisioning any money-making mechanism, right? I don't care about how I'm making the money, right? I choose trading, right? I love to trade. It's fun, right? I enjoy it. I enjoy trying to learn it. But again, my point being is I have a goal with how I want to live my life and what I want to do, and it has nothing to do with money. So why do I put all this expectation into the markets and say, I have to do this, I have to do that. This is me now, right? When I started trading this last year, it's almost like I become like this is my identity now. I put my identity into the charts, and that's not the case. My identity is not in the charts. So I don't know if anyone actually understands what I'm trying to explain in that little rant. So I apologize if anyone listened to that. Because maybe it's just really personal to me in terms of how I'm trying to explain it. Maybe it doesn't make sense to anyone else. But to wrap it up is that next week I will come back. I'll put this week behind me. And I'll just understand that I'm coming into the market with no expectations on the market. No expectations for how much to make. I don't care about my account balance being at only 600. I don't care. I'm coming into the market, and I'm going to try my absolute hardest to read the market well and place orders based on that and just see what I can do, right? That's all I can do. That's all I can ask myself of, is to see what I can do, right, with a clear head. Come into the market, no expectations for my P&L for the week, no expectation for that trading day, no expectation to get a trade, no expectations for, having the place to trade and being patient if I don't get one. It doesn't matter to me, and it won't matter, and it shouldn't matter, and it won't, because I need to come in and just follow my rules and take good setups and learn, and that's all I need to do, and I don't need to worry about anything else, anyone else, anything else, any lifestyle goals, any dreams, nothing like that. Again, I don't think anyone actually, I don't know if anyone can understand the point I was making. It might just be very personalized to my own mind, but I've tried to verbalize it the best I could because I think I'm in a really weird negative downswing right now, but also it's not fully negative. If I look at it objectively, it's negative, but if I look at it from a figurative and I look at it from a self-reflection standpoint, I'm in a great spot to make a lot of progress. I'm in a great spot to do better here in the next little bit, because even though this week was very negative, negative 700, and even though I made mistakes, I feel like I'm very, very close to a big upswing. And I feel like it's the negative, or the right negative in place, right? I think it was a good downswing of things, and the right things went wrong, if that makes sense. And it's kind of it's helped open my eyes and maybe got me dialed back in, and I can maybe come at these different weaknesses from a different angle. But yeah, I mean, I honestly, at this point, it's such a long video, and I don't even really want to post it anymore because I think nothing I said made sense. But I will post it regardless, because maybe it did make sense. Maybe someone actually understands what I was saying there. But yeah, man, honestly, I really just want to apologize to myself for this week, right? This is just not a good week, right? But what are we going to do about it? We only have two options. We either keep going or we quit. And I'm not going to quit. So I'll see you guys. See you guys later. Hopefully you guys had a good week. Let me know in the comments. And if you got this far, sorry for that. It's a long video. But make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.